What's up, guys? So before I get this review going, just a huge shout out to YPS and Elf on the Shelf 7 for helping me speed up this review. So here we go. Campus hero Joe Haden, 98 overall pass rush style and 68 cap value. 5'11", 96 speed, 95 excel, 95 zone, 83 catch, 96 play rec, 99 man, 95 agility, and 95 press. Now he's only 5'11", but man, that 99 man coverage comes in handy a lot, which we'll get to later. Also has a 77 play rec, and believe me, he will pull out some crazy Odell catches when it comes to interceptions, which you will also see later on in this review. But of course, as always, he will be on the far left for pretty much the entire review. So the first thing I wanted to test out, because I do run a zone defense, was put him in zone. As you can see here, man, very aggressive, love to undercut routes, man. And if you threw a lob pass in his direction, you know, he loved to jump up and, you know, just intercept it like this right here once again, man. So very aggressive in the zone defense. Now when it came to tackling, man, just an amazing tackler, one of the better tackling corners in the game. And you know, he was taking on guys like Bo Jackson, Marcus Allen, you know, those big time big boys, and believe me, taking them on like nothing. I did get a few hit sticks, but 0 fumbles, but that, you know, that's to be expected. So man, Joe Haden, one of the best tacklers in the game that I've ever seen. Now when it came to the one-on-ones, you know, the jump balls, fighting for the ball, was pretty good at this. Not great, you know, I'm not gonna say he was like spectacular, but he was okay. He was above average, that's about it, you know, nothing fancy. But as you can see here, man, when it came to the one-on-ones with the jump balls, fairly effective. But you know, we will definitely explore this topic later, because we absolutely will have to, but you'll see what I'm talking about in a few minutes. But anyways, as far as breaking up the pass, the one-on-ones was pretty solid. And like I said earlier, you know, 83 catch and the 77 spectacular will come on. He will come down with some amazing catches, you know, like that right there, those crazy one-handed animations. So, and also, I'm not even clicking on, because I don't even do that anymore. You know, when someone throws a deep lob, I don't even click on the corner anymore. I just let the CPU handle it, because I figure that a 98 overall corner should know what to do without me having to, you know, to help him. And as you can see here, man, it paid off amazing, especially with Joe Haden, man, just like that right there as well. Just another crazy spectacular catch. So man, Joe Haden has some amazing hands, you know, so expect a lot of crazy interceptions to go your way. Now when it came to the deep ball, he was once again just slightly above average, not like excellent, not phenomenal, but also it definitely did come down to one thing, which was how tall the receiver was. And believe me, I will definitely get into that in a few seconds. But as you can see here, just in general, stopping the deep ball with the one-on-ones was, like, as you can see here, just above average. Now where he struggled the most was defending the deep ball against tall receivers. If he was going up against someone like 5'11", 6 foot, he would do okay, or should I say do a lot better. But as you can see here, you know, trying to stop Fitzgerald, Brandon Marshall, Calvin Johnson, Vincent Jackson, Mike Evans, Herman Moore, so on and so forth. And of course, you know, really tall tight ends like Gronkowski and Bennett. You know, that's where he struggled the most. And as you can see here, man, just over and over and over, just getting killed by these tall receivers. And of course, once my opponents figured that out, you know, that Joe Haden would struggle against the tall receivers, that's all they would do. They would just bomb it deep. And right here, he did have 1 or 2 bad man-to-man plays, but you know what, these rarely showed up, so I would not really worry too much about the bad man-to-man plays. But like I was saying, if you notice that Joe Haden is covering a tall receiver, I would highly recommend putting him on someone shorter, and I can guarantee you that you will have fewer bad plays. Now of course, what he did best was his man-to-man coverage, and believe me, I had so many more good plays of these, but of course I couldn't show them. And you want to know why? Because my opponent was not throwing the ball to that receiver, because Joe Haden was just locking him down. It would have been a pick. So believe me, by far what he did best was putting him in man-to-man. So I would only recommend picking up Haden if you run a man-to-man defense. Anyways, guys, that's gonna wrap up this review. My final thoughts: do I think he's worth 85,000? I feel that's a good price, especially if you run a heavy man-to-man defense. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible for him to play in a zone defense. I'm just saying, you know, you need to be careful that if your opponent has a tall receiver, make sure Joe Haden is not covering him, because it won't be long until your opponent figures out that he's, you know, vulnerable to tall receivers. Now, he may not be a top 5 corner overall because of how bad he was with the tall receivers, but he's absolutely a top 5 man-to-man defense corner, that's for sure. Anyways, guys, my next review will be Jeremy Hill and Bruce Irvin. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all boys for those reviews. Peace.